I don't know what happened, Dr. Pramara. It got uh,
No, I
uh,
think by mistake, my
uh,
it you know I think it the meeting got ended. It was by
yeah,
mistake.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
That was
was
what happened.
unintentional, and
Uh,
I was wondering. I thought only I left the Zoom, and I saw. I think the whole meeting got cancelled.
yeah, yeah. The
Got
whole thing.
no.
No, no problem. I thought by mistake only. So I just
Yeah,
wanted to make sure
yeah.
everything.
Please. So I
So,
think we you were reading about. I think last 2 minutes we missed you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So knowledge alone removes the rasa, right? That's what I was reading. Okay. Uh, so let me see. Okay. Yeah. Rasopi param drishtva nivartate. This means that when a viveki who pursues self-knowledge and is judicious about his her present pursuits, withdraws the senses, there is no suppression. The viveki is only living a life. Um, one second. Life of meaningful discipline. Okay, I know this is what you were saying yesterday. The Viveki is only living a life of meaningful discipline, whereas for a person who practices sense withdrawal without pursuing this knowledge, the withdrawal does amount to suppression. So just to stop eating like that, it's only suppression. Only if you're pursuing self knowledge, then it becomes meaningful discipline. The literal meaning of the word drishtva is having seen, but here it is used purely in the sense of knowing. What is to be known is I am that, tat param brahma aham eva. It is not any other jnana that Brahman is myself. There is no difference between the two. Knowing that I am Brahman does not imply a new knower a known difference. And in the wake of this knowledge, the rasa goes away, nivartate, meaning that it does not take the person for a ride. How the emotional value for sense object can capture one's mind is explained by Krishna in the next verse. Once you can no longer be taken for a ride by the rasa, the knowledge of sense objects does not create any kind of craving or longing in you. So, once you can no longer be taken for a ride by the rasa, the knowledge of sense objects does not create any kind of craving or longing in you. It is seedless, nirbija, and therefore does not sprout, meaning that it does not set you up so that you are carried away by your fancies. However, when the clarity of vision is not there, meaning when knowledge is not there, elimination of the rasa is not possible. Therefore, knowledge in the form of clear vision, samyak darshana, has to be well established, steady, firm. May you work on gaining this vision again and again, and is what is meant here, because if you give up working for this vision, the erroneous vision you have will not go away. So the clear vision is samyak darshana, has to be well established, steady and firm. People generally plan to work for clear vision only after they have picked up everything in their lives, but it does not work that way. There is no fixing up everything without the vision. So the pursuit is twofold: yoga, self mastery, and jnana, self knowledge. It's a twofold: yoga and jnana. Removing the sense object also does not work. I think we read importance of acknowledging emotional value. Okay. Should I read the whole thing, Dr. Brahmara? I know it's anyway I read it, so two more pages, I'll read this. Removing the sense objects also does not work. Taking the word Vishaya to mean sense organs, as we have just done, is the simple way of looking at this verse. Now we will look at it by taking Vishaya to mean the sense objects. Suppose the sense objects have gone away because you withdraw yourself from the sense world. Previously, you lived in Manhattan, and now you are living in the mountains a day and a half away from anyone. You are completely gone, alone. Sorry, you are completely alone. No objects will come to you, no newspapers, radio, or people. You have not even allowed yourself a television set. Having denied yourself all these sense pursuits, you are a nirahara. However, although the sense objects have gone away, the taste for them will still be there. You will find yourself wondering about what everyone else is doing. Then you will begin to think that you should go back to the city for some time. After all, you will say, even
Okay.
Freud
Okay, okay, okay.
does not condone suppression. Freud does not condone suppression. And then there are those who will send you letters now and then, pointing out that what you are doing is wrong. This is the prime of your life. This is prime of your life. Everyone is making money in the stock market, and you are losing all kinds of opportunity to do the same. Something you will certainly come to regret for the rest of your life. All of which will remind you that you are a nobody. Their comments will begin to make a lot of sense to you because you have rasa inside. A value for money is there. In fact, the only reason you are able to stay where you are is because you have money. Alcohol is another example of something for which the rasa remains. You may have given it up, and all the bottles may have walked away, but the rasa will still be there. It will only go when you have something more intoxicating, something with more of a kick in it, something more profound, more beautiful, and more useful. In other words, more powerful. This is why alcoholics require prayer. Without prayer, they cannot easily get rid of the problem. An alcoholic who turns into a sober person can be a saint because he or she has mastered prayer and knows what it is all about. When an alcoholic finds something more powerful than alcohol, the rasa for alcohol within the person goes away. The importance of acknowledging the emotional value. The need to acknowledge one's emotional values is seen in the alcoholic who thinks about he or she can stop drinking at any time and who may even advance the advantages of alcohol in terms of one's health. Who, of course, when you begin to take alcohol, you are still the master. You can take it or you need not take it. Sometimes you take it and other times you dismiss it, no problem. But alcohol is not an ordinary substance. It is something that takes charge of you in time, so that eventually you have no power over it. It is more powerful than a rakshasa, a demon. From here on, although you may argue that you can stop at any time. In fact, you cannot. You're no longer talking, the alcohol is talking. First, the person takes the bottle, and then after some time, the bottle calls the person. If it is 6 o'clock, the time set aside for happy hour, and the person is elsewhere, the bottle calls, "Where are you?" He replies, I'm here in the office working. But then the ball says, this is not the time to be in the office. Come here. Faithfully, the person goes, come and sit down, the ball says. And the person sits down. Pick me up, it says. Once the bottle is in his or her hand, it says, come on, tilt. Then the person tilts every day. There was a time when he or she took the bottle. Now the bottle takes the person. All decision about where to go and what to do are made by the bottle, not by the person. Where then this is there any question of taking alcohol being your decision? This is no longer the case. You lost this freedom a long time ago. The only way to stop drinking is to accept that you have no power over alcohol. You have to know that. The acknowledgement alone is the beginning. There is no other way. Once you acknowledge that alcohol has a power over you, then there is a chance of you regaining this freedom, provided, of course, that you really decide to stop drinking, that you really decide to stop drinking. You need to acknowledge that you are not going to drink anymore. And once you stop taking alcohol, the bottles you have in your cupboard will go away. You will not want to keep them, and will therefore distribute them to those who want them. But the smell of alcohol, the craving for it, will still be there in your head, which is where the support groups comes in. Otherwise, you may start drinking again and lose yourself totally, after which there is no chance. Only when people find themselves secure, when they know that they are everything, do the rasas lose their hold. Do the rasas lose their hold, then the world can no longer take such people for a ride. I'll read this again. Only when people find themselves secure, when they know that they are everything, do the rasas lose their hold, then the world can no longer take such people for a ride. To understand what Krishna was saying here, we did not alter the meaning of the word Vishaya to mean sense organs. It can be looked at from the perspective of sense objects also. also. So, I know we did a little bit of Manana yesterday. I read it again. Maybe next verse we read, and probably we can do it together, I think, because last previous verse, this verse, and the next verse all together, I think. Yeah. Yatato hayapi kaunteya purushasya vipachitaha indriyani pramatini haranti prasabam manaha. ततो अपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपचितः इन्द्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः.
Yatato hyapi. It is her and pa. It's hyapi.
Oh, happy. Okay, sorry. Yep.
Her and ya, hyapi. Yeah. Yatato hyapi kanteya.
Oh, I see. What is okay. Kaunteya, who? Son of Kunti. He, because yatataha, of the one who makes effort. Yatataha, of the one who makes effort. Api, even. Vipachitaha, of the one who sees clearly. Api, even. Purushasya, of the person. Indriyani, sense organs. Pramatini, very powerful. Haranti, take away. Prasabam, forcefully. Prasabam is forcefully. Manaha, the mind. Kaunteya, he yatataha api vipachitaha purushasya indriyani pramatini haranti prasabam manaha. Because the powerful senses of even the person who makes effort, who sees clearly, forcefully take the mind away. O Arjuna. Because the powerful senses of even the person who makes effort, who sees clearly, forcefully take the mind away, O Arjuna. Excuse me. A person who has given up sense pursuits does not feed the sense organs. By using the will, he or she simply does not pursue sense objects. Only when the senses are with the person, meaning under his or her control, can steadiness in self knowledge be accomplished. Thus, in the beginning, the will is used to keep the senses in one's own hands. So, thus, in the beginning, the will is used to keep the senses in one's own hands. Anything that is within your control or power is called swavasa, swavasha, or atmavasha. Swavasha or atmavasha. The word vasha means within one's hands. Vasha, okay, vasha. Vasha means meaning within one's hands. The money in your own packet, let me read this again. Anything that is within your control or power is called swavasha or atmavasha. The word vasha meaning within one's hands. The money in your own packet that you can spend as you wish is swavasha. If, however, your money is in the hands of someone else, it is paravasha. Naturally, you do not have the freedom to spend it as you would like. The other person must give it to you first. Thus, anything in the hands of another is called paravasha. And the one who delivers himself or herself into the hands of someone else or something is called paravasha. For example, a person who is totally overpowered by emotion or who is completely controlled by another person is paravasha. He or she has no freedom. So one who has the control is svavasha or atmavasha, but somebody else has control over that person is a power, paravasha.
It is like the vending machine, no?
Yeah.
It is, I mean, I could relate. We could relate this to the knowledge point. Don't be a football of others' opinions.
Others, right.
Mm.
You don't have the freedom to do, and they are controlling, other person is controlling. Still discussing how one becomes a sthita prajna, one who is steadfast, like it is probably for that sense control, right? I think it will come in the later on. I think they're trying to give introduction for that. Still discussing how one becomes sthita prajna, one who is steadfast in the knowledge. One who is steadfast in the knowledge. Krishna said that first, one's mind and senses have to be with oneself alone. Even though a person is a viveki and has certain knowledge, there is still something to be taken care of, because the rasa, the taste, for sense objects is still there. Okay, there is still something to be taken care of because the rasa, the taste, for sense objects is still there. If these are not taken care of, the person will deliver himself or herself into the hands of raga dveshas. I'm going to read this paragraph one more time. Still discussing how one becomes a Chitta Prajna, one who is steadfast in the knowledge. Krishna said that first one's mind and senses have to be with oneself alone. Even though a person is a Viveki and has certain knowledge, there is still something to be taken care of because the rasa, the taste for sense objects, is still there. If these are not taken care of, the person will deliver himself or herself into the hands of ragadveshas. I think this is what we read in the previous one, subjective value and emotional value and all that. Anyway, we'll come back. The word yatataha in this verse means of the person. The word yatataha in this verse means of the person, Purusha, who is making effort. So, person who is making effort is yatataha. One may make effort and be a fool, murka. But this is not the person being discussed here. The person who makes effort is one who has viveka, who sees things clearly, upachit. Even this person's mind is not steady, but his or her mind is not the mind of an ordinary person, but one that is in the hands of the senses and fancies. He or she is not an armchair viveki. This person has a commitment and makes efforts in order to gain firmness, nishta, in the knowledge. This then is the kind of mind that is being discussed here. So they are clearly discussing Viveki, that not armchair Viveki, but who makes a commitment and efforts to in order to gain firmness, nishta in the knowledge. This then is the kind of mind that is being discussed here. Yatataha. The sense organs can be turbulent, vicious, and very powerful. To talk about mind, now we're talking about sense organs. The sense organs can be turbulent, vicious, and very powerful. They can really shake you up. They can really shake you up. In this verse, Krishna told Arjuna that the sense organs can even take the mind of a Viveki away. So Krishna told Arjuna that the sense organs can even take the mind of a Viveki away, meaning that they can take charge of his or her mind, like that alcohol, right? Why? Because rasa, the taste for sense objects, is still there inside the person. As long as the rasa is there, the sense organs will continue to take charge of the person's mind. As we saw earlier, the sense organs imply the various fancies that one has because he or she still has a value for sense objects. Thus, when we say that the sense organs take the mind away, we mean that the rasas rob the person of his or her viveka. By the time the person realizes that what has happened, the sense organs, meaning the rasas, have already taken him or her for a ride. How nicely they explain this subject, right? the sense objects more powerful than sense organs. Sense organs more powerful than the mind. I think that's the use of a word he in the verse indicate that all of this is very well known. The appetites that are there do not ask for any sanction. They forcefully press a bomb, press a bomb, take care of you. Press a bomb, take care of you. Therefore, what should you do? The only answer for those rasas is to gain steadiness, stairya, in this knowledge. So, the only answer for these rasas is to gain steadiness, stairya, in this knowledge. In the next verse, Krishna told Arjuna that this is done by contemplating upon what is. Now he talked about all that fancies and all the things, how it takes over you, and how you can come over that by gaining the steadiness, which will be in the next verse. So, is there anything you want me to read again? I know this is short sloka, but it's very. Uh, it talked about the Svavasha and Atmavasha or Paravasha. And then he was reading about the meaning of each word. Chitta Prajna, Yatadaha. Yatadaha, one who's making effort. And they gave the difference between the Viveki, who makes effort in order to gain firmness, Nishta, and the knowledge.
And being a proper Viveki, a true Viveki, not just an armchair Viveki.
Right.
Armchair Viveki is one who knows some concepts and he just keeps talking about it, he or she, but is
Mm.
not practicing. Is not doing proper yata, the proper effort.
Mm.
Because even though one puts in effort, rasabham manaha, these rasas are so powerful that they
Mm.
can just completely
Take you away.
take you for a ride.
Mm. You know how nicely that alcohol thing is explained, right?
Mm.
It tells you, come back, come on, like 6 o'clock, which definitely can happen like that, we know. Um, and
See,
also
one
the
thing,
other one about the Manhattan example, also the same. Yeah, go ahead, please.
yeah, that is true.
Mm.
Very beautiful examples for us to reflect on the the nature of these rasas, how they can
Mm.
overpower us.
One thing, Dr. Brahmara, when you talked about this knowledge, right? Again, knowledge meaning the self knowledge, right? Is that the one they're talking about?
Yeah, atma jnana.
Like realizing yourself, and because the time and again you are in this knowledge, but then again, if the same thing that can apply to that also, right? For the knowledge has to you have to have that stadia, right? The steadiness.
Jnana nishta is not there. You just have a concept of the knowledge.
Mm,
You just have a concept, but it is not steady.
right.
It is
So,
unsteady. There are times when your sattva is very high, you
mm,
feel, oh, this is all beautiful.
right.
The world is an illusion and this is what is true.
Mm-hmm,
But that is steady because unsteady, because the moment you're put into circumstances outside and your sattva is kind of dipping down,
mm.
that's it. You
We
get
tip
caught up
back.
and you get entangled
Exactly.
in.
Like yesterday, that example you were giving for that this social media, right?
Yeah.
Time and again, that is one other weakness. Weakness meaning like how you can, that rasa stays in you, like you start checking one message and then you kind of keep rolling and doing that. uh, yeah, I know this really gives you an idea how the sense objects feeds into the sense organs, and the sense organs controls the mind. And so they're talking about suppression, like you, okay, you take away that all sense object, but the taste remains in your, in you, and doesn't mean it could be sense organ, it could be in your mind or the impression is settled in your memory. And so once that something happens, that what do you call that, emotional value uh, happens again, even if you're viveki, if you're not in this knowledge, then you can go back to it, right? Is that what how it is explained here?
Yeah, very right.
Okay, I just wanted to that's how, the why they keep talking about this knowledge and the idea and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And that is why this is very relevant here about the the sadhana panchakam.
panchakam, right?
Why we need to follow the sadhana panchakam
Mm,
become very relevant here.
right. Otherwise we're going to be oh, one day we'll take it easy, like enjoy them with the family, and which we have to do time to time. We can't but like you said, like getting away from things, we have to do those daily things that we need to do, daily karma, that keep in tune with this knowledge part, and having the Brahman in our mind all the time. Mm.
And these senses, one is about the sense objects. This other
Mm.
thing is what you see and what you hear
Mm.
can unsettle your ego as well. For
Mm-hmm.
instance, you know, just a glance, you see a sight, you, for instance, I mean, if one is deluded,
Mm.
the person in a mall that you see
Mm-hmm.
does not look back at you and does not smile back at you.
Right.
That is enough for you to be taken for an ego trip,
Right.
right? So that is the sense of sight, and
Yeah.
that is triggered of something because you have that rasa for your self image. You want to be liked by everyone, you want to be accepted by everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But there, the difference between an armchair viveki and a true viveki, or
Mm-hmm.
one who has that jnana, is he is complete in himself. It does not matter whether that other person, your friend who you
Yeah.
think has not smiled at you, does not, he's not flustered.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, what you hear, someone says something very nasty, the
Mm.
sense of hearing, those words go and hit your mind and trigger something in the ego, and
Mm.
that becomes, and you become reactive.
True, it's so
So
nice when we are in this 1 hour class. We are in really nicely protected, like wall or something like that. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And then, in day-to-day things, just like that, we were talking about one of our friend, he doesn't answer the phone. It's exactly what you said, like that. Oh, why she doesn't answer the phone? But we have to let go all those things, right? Like the sense, just because she didn't talk to you, if you want to talk to them, you just let go of that her thing, and we should do what we should normally do, right? In the sense,
yeah,
um,
there's a question of accepting
yeah,
people and situations, not being a football.
football of other
not seeing an
people.
intention. So
Yeah,
all these points come back again and again
yeah,
with respect to this rasa. So if you
right.
really want to get rid of that rasa,
Mm,
we need to be in this knowledge, moment to moment, live this
right.
knowledge, accepting the moment fully.
Mm,
So when the meditation that we do at the end, it's
mhm,
about meditating. It's about sitting still and meditating. But
mm,
if we could translate that into our daily wakeful state as well,
mm,
not just when we are sitting and meditating,
right.
but if we are able to accept the situation, living in the moment,
Mm,
that is that is when we are truly free.
mm.
We are not
Right.
bound by
By the others.
our past impressions, our past vasanas.
Mm,
That's the true spirit of art of living. That's the whole
mm,
central idea of art of living. Art of living actually is being a jnana nishta.
right. Yeah, totally. Like we have to uh, in that in that knowledge, completely you're in that knowledge all the time. Then it's you don't feel all this aversion or the raga dvesha actually, like it shouldn't be affecting us that much. Like you said, the art of living is you have to be very consciously living. But it will come in practice if
Being
that effort you have to make, like, right, that effort you
correct.
have to make in the
See,
beginning to be in that mode,
right,
then it
that
will come effortlessly after some time maybe.
which
uh,
is true.
right.
and
uh,
and how to be conscious living is beautiful. Living
yeah,
with awareness. So how do we live with awareness? Only when our energy is high.
right.
When your energy is low, then
mm,
you're taken away by your vasanas, your impressions and situations around you. But when your
mm,
energy is high,
mm,
that is you're more you're closer to self acceptance,
mm,
irrespective of what is happening outside. Because your energy levels are high, your energy
mm,
is linked with your happiness. So you're happy. You're happier than when your energy is low. So,
mm,
therefore, all these practices that we do, whether it is yoga, Sudarshan Kriya, or meditation, is
mm,
to keep your energy high. So, you're
right.
not brought down. See, when your prana is down, you tend to start having doubts, you tend to start being fearful,
mm,
and then that separation
insecure.
happens.
Yeah.
When
mm,
your energy is high, your sattva is high, you feel that oneness with creation,
mm,
that other drops off. Therefore, the fear is not there.
mm,
So, at all times, if we are able to keep our energy and keep it at that high level, which is what
mm.
is difference between enlightened beings and us. They are at that
High
heightened
energy
energy
level.
state
Yeah.
throughout, and that does not waver. For us, what happens? There's 1 hour that we're here together. It's all high, and if we feel all very elated, and then
Mm,
it dips down. It's like a yo-yo. It keeps going up and down. That is why it's not steady. To
mm,
keep it steady is the whole. That's why it is not just a yogi.
yeah.
Yoga plus
Yoga
jnana.
and jnana.
Jnana.
That's the two things, right? Self
Mhm.
mastery and self
And
knowledge.
meaningful discipline. I mean, these some of these terms are so
Yeah,
beautiful for
it's
reflection.
beautiful, as well as how we can implement into this in our knowledge into our life. Um, that is where it's really helpful. Even I time and again I'm trying to think in those terms. And the more we read, it's interesting and everything, but it also we should incorporate it so that uh, we'll be uplifted, not only ourselves, and I think people around us as well. Right? If you're happy, everybody else will be happy around us, I think.
So
Anyway,
just mere reading, mere being with this knowledge is not enough.
enough. Yeah,
Alongside this, you will
yeah.
have to
Practice.
sublimate this rasa as well, not suppress it,
Yeah,
but understand, acknowledge it, that yes, they
acknowledge
are
it.
more powerful than me, and
Yeah,
then turn yourself to something higher. Like in that alcoholic's example,
yeah.
unless he turns to prayer, he cannot be free from alcohol. Therefore,
So, yeah, the one question that came to me, like the rasa will go away only when you have the knowledge. That means that everybody had to be enlightened for us to get rid of all the rasa. Is that what it meant? Or uh, like you gave up your tea or coffee, right? I mean, you
mm,
didn't suppress it, but at initially it was difficult for you to um, be away from it. But then
yeah,
again, when your energy level, I think doing all the sadhanas keep you a good energy level, then you don't need such things to make you feel good or
yeah.
something,
See,
right?
all those times that I gave up and I
Yeah.
restarted, it was just suppressing.
Mm.
But the last time that I did, when I said, enough, I don't want to be under the hold of the tea, I don't want to be
Right.
under control, be controlled by this little teacup.
Mm.
So there was enough effort,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say even grace. I would not just take all the credit. Something that happened that finally I was free from it.
Free from it. Yeah.
So even that rasa is not there. I might make tea for others. The
Mm.
smell is inviting, but I don't have the craving to taste that. So
Yeah.
I can,
So how do we get, certain food, or like say I have longing for some sweet, like not all the time, but sometimes you feel like you want to have a chocolate or something sweet. Or if I have a cup of coffee, I want to have sugar in it. Like I want to not to have sugar, but then it's still having that hold on me.
again, I think as long as it's not a binding desire,
Yeah,
it should be okay. If you prefer, there's preference versus binding desires.
binding desire. Okay.
But then deep down, what these last two shlokas have been talking about is even
That rasa,
that
that thing. Yeah.
preference, that
Uh-huh.
taste that lingers on, that emotional value, even
Exactly.
that disappears for a jnani.
Mm.
For him,
So
it
that
doesn't
won't
matter whether there is
disappear.
tea, whether there is coffee, with
Yeah.
sugar, without sugar,
Yeah.
nothing matters because he is full, complete within himself.
Right.
There's nothing
So,
external that will complete him.
mm, so in that sense, like, so these rasas still be there, like those impressions. In the sense, like, if somebody is not, I mean, sense like you want to gain that knowledge part.
Yeah.
Mm,
But then Swamiji gave a disclaimer. He said, these are
mm.
not, these are all characteristics of Sthita Prajna, but these are not what we use to judge people around.
Right, right.
Correct? So it is an inner state. I think only that person who realizes would be able to revel in that state. It is
Yeah.
not for others to validate.
Validate. Yeah.
It
Mm.
is not something to show off. It's nothing
Mm-hmm.
that is
Right.
because there can be some enlightened beings who behave like madmen. So you
Mm.
can't say, oh, this criteria, he does not qualify to be an enlightened being.
Right,
So it
right.
is not for us to validate externally.
Validate and
It is an internal state. It's an
right.
inner state.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
So please share we are actually time 7:05 now. Anyone wants to share your thoughts, please? Madhuriji, Maladiji, who else is there? I saw
The
Dr. Savita. Huh?
energy is high, no?
Yeah.
So naturally, all the five senses will be extremely sensitive and very receptive.
Mm,
But still, feeling that total contentment uh, only can restrict, means automatically you won't get attracted to sense objects. Because
mm,
when sensitivity is very high, dumb people, if your senses are not that very sharp, dumb people, it doesn't matter. Hunger is also not there much, and
mm,
every the energy is low. Then also, sensual pleasures you will not, means receptivity is low, no. But for enlightened person, the receptivity is so high. All five senses are very sharp. They
mm.
can see, hear, and feel feel the touch beyond uh, normal person's capacity also. But still, at the same time, because that contentment is so much from within, that fullness, that is a very like tricky this thing. Only the
No, the
person
senses
who
there, the senses there are only doing their job of reporting. It is not
uh,
triggering anything inside. It is not triggering a longing. That is why it is said, what is that? The Dukesh Vanudvignama Sukeshu Vigata Spruhaha. Even that
Mm,
longing is gone because that rasa is gone. He does not have even the emotional value. No doubt, when the energy is high, you become more sensitive. But that does not, the senses only do their job of reporting.
yeah, to mind.
Your
Yeah.
mind is inside, your heart is
Go.
in one whole. It is not scattered in the cup of, in the gulab jamun or in the furniture or where else, in the self image, in being accepted by people. So your heart is one and is whole. There is no emotional value, there is no intellectual value for whatever the senses are reporting.
Mm.
So he becomes so still and he becomes steady. Achala, it becomes like nothing can shake or move
Shaken. Yeah.
this person. Just imagine, I mean, Percy G has been mentioning this, that he's completely free from the craving for eating sweets.
Mm.
Whereas there are so many people who are diabetic, they've just suppressed because they should not be eating sweets. And then when
Yeah.
they see an array of sweets, that's why so often it is even shown. I mean, stealthily they have sweets without everybody seeing. It's like fooling themselves, no?
Right.
So, so that even that state is not there for these people, for the jnani.
Okay.
We'll
So
stop
shall I
here.
do the,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You can do the Shanti Pata.
Shanti Pata? Yeah. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishna Namastu. Should we please the video, Dr. Brahma?
Meditation is accepting this moment, living every moment totally with depth. Let us keep our spine erect and body relaxed and eyes closed. Relax your shoulders. Keep a big smile on your face. You're sitting like the statue of Buddha, very serene and with a serene smile. on your face. Relax your body. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your chest region, throat and chest region. If you notice some tension in the body, just let it be. Except those parts of the body where you feel a tension, the other parts are in comfort. Other parts are at peace. Become aware of that also. There are many good things about you and inside of you. Acknowledge them. They will never leave you. And the negative aspect you may see in you is never going to stay with you forever. They are all guests for some time. Let them be. Sit with the total acceptance of yourself the way you are at this very moment. Total acceptance of what is now here lead us to deeper meditation. Let go of all the effort. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let go of all your effort and be in this emptiness. And slowly and gradually become aware of body and surroundings. And you may gently open your eyes.